Alright, I have a F-250 with a 6.9 diesel. It's not charging. So to kind of narrow it down, I have, if you look in the diagram, you got certain wires coming off an external voltage regulator. Two of which, I mean, this one here, orange box, is going to go to your, it's going to go to your battery positive. I ended up jumping this wire here. It's the orange wire on the end there to battery positive, and it started charging. So basically it's fielding the alternator, full field. This basically just controls the amount of current going to the alternator. Now they're all internal, so it's kind of a older setup here, but I'm going to change this out, and hopefully it fixes the problem. I got the battery light on, and the voltage, the gauge is reading it like 11 volts and dropping quickly. So these wires down here, there is something you can do to make sure that they're working. It's half the time when these connectors come apart, they're so full of oil and crud and corrosion that can be causing the problem. But I pulled this one off, it looked okay, so I think the regulator's just shot. So I'm going to take these two bolts out here, put the new one in, and check our voltage. That's pretty nasty looking. Pretty nasty. This new one I got is supposed to be filled with epoxy, which is supposed to protect the circuit board inside it, printed circuit board, from corrosion and vibration and whatnot. It's a little, definitely heavier than the old one, so that's kind of a good sign. Put this damn thing on there. That one bolt's not real easy to get to. It's damn close to the starter solenoid, so you got two ground straps on this mount bolt there. Make sure you get those back on. Plug this connector back in. You can see how nasty that thing is. Sometimes these will pull out of the connector, like that one. So you gotta watch for that. You plug this thing in, if you're wondering why it's not working, and that's part of the problem. So we're gonna make sure that that goes in there properly. So one other thing to check for is on, these are lettered on this voltage regulator. I, A, S, and F. I comes from your ignition switch on these older Fords, and that also is what's powering up that charge light. Runs through that side of the circuit. So there have been times where I found on other old Ford trucks that the ignition switch was at fault, or there was a broken wire between the switch and the regulator. So it's something else to check. But basically all it does is just varies the amount of current going to the rotor and the alternator, and keeps it under control, in other words. So let's start it up and see what she's reading here. Hopefully it's working good now. Climbing slow, the battery light's off, that's good. It's cold out right now. That's working. Simple fix, just got to track down between the wiring, old nasty wiring harnesses, the voltage regulator, or the alternator. So if you put straight battery power to the back of this pin here, this orange, I think it's light blue, put battery positive to that, it should field that current, or field the alternator to full current. And mine was going up past 14 volts, so I knew the alternator was working fine, but I had a problem with this thing. So thanks for watching.